Hi ihr Lieben, ich stehe heute mit Erik Penny, einem Singer-Songwriter aus Berlin, ursprünglich aus den USA, sehr interessant. Hi Erik.
Hello.
So when you're ready, let me know. I'll meet you by the side of the road. I'll pack up all my things and we'll go.
First of all, you finished your newest record. It will be out on in February.
That's correct.
Which date?
February 12th is the release date.
Okay, and what will it be called?
The record is going to be called Bend.
Band? Band is a song?
Bend, it's correct. Bend is one of the songs on the record. And the idea of Bend is the idea of going through some of life's changes, maybe taking changes with some degree of grace and being a little bit flexible. And the song is about that. And with all the changes that I've gone through in the last year or so, the record is about that as well.
Now you can go now and you know someone's waiting for you, singing a country tune. And you can let go of all this, and I'll be thinking of you when this country tune.
It's your third record. Will it be something different or the same as the two before?
It's quite different in a lot of ways. All the other records that I've released so far were recorded in Los Angeles. I did all those myself, engineered and produced everything. And this record I worked on very closely with a guy named Simon Fronczek, who's the keyboard player and guitar player in Tomta. And so we worked on it for a couple months together at a studio in Berlin, co-producing it, and he did all the engineering and all the mixing. And so it actually sounds quite different from the rest of my records, and stylistically it's a bit different as well, because when you work with someone else you tend to try out a lot of new things, and over the last few records I'd done everything myself, and so there was a lot of more similarities in those records.
Yeah. What stories do you tell in your songs, or what are the topics?
I think I write a lot about the human condition. Sometimes it's first person, so sometimes I'm writing about my own experiences. More often I think it's kind of a third person storytelling thing where I'm writing about something that someone else has gone through or something that I've observed. And even sometimes if I'm singing in the first person, you know, I this or I that or we this or that, I'm talking about someone else, because my own experiences I think can only be interesting to a certain point, and then I find other people's experiences and the whole human condition to be very inspiring in songwriting.
I've got nowhere to go, I'm searching for something I know, but the faces have changed and I've stayed the same. Yeah, I stayed the same. I was so out of it, the world was full of flowers and fire. I was so obviously high, and I wanted to try to hold on to the wrong, let go of the right.
You moved from LA to Berlin. Mm-hmm. Why did you leave this beautiful city all Germans want to live in?
I know that seems to be the case. It seems to be true that most Germans I meet find it really hard to believe that anyone would ever leave LA. But I think it's, well, I mean, to use a German word that's used in English all the time, a certain Wanderlust that everyone has, and something that I really have. I had the opportunity to come to Europe and live in Germany and live in Berlin, which is, you know, one of the other most amazing, beautiful cities in the world. And so having that opportunity, there's no way I could pass it up. So I went for it. I lived in LA for 10 years, and I think I'd never wanted to stay forever in LA. And I knew that when I moved there, so I wanted to just stay for a while and, you know, enjoy all that the city had to offer, and then move on. And I think the 10-year point was actually a good point to leave.
Why did you choose Berlin?
Excuse me, I had been to Berlin many, many times over the last few years. My wife is German, and so in the last 10 years we visited Germany every year, and about 5 years ago went to Berlin for the first time. And as soon as I went there the first time, I really felt like I was at home. I felt really comfortable there, and I felt like what the city had to offer, both in its history and in its you know, current, you know, current life today has so much to offer, especially for an artist or anyone who's doing something on the creative side, because there's so much history and so much vibrance and life in the city. Really cool.
And what do you think about Hamburg?
I love Hamburg as well, actually. It was kind of a hard choice between Berlin and Hamburg, but Berlin has more of that big city thing that we were used to in LA, and so coming to Berlin made a lot of sense, and I feel like in a few years Hamburg might be the next place. They really, really like it here.
You exist in a light that burns and burns through me. You burn through me. And you come to me in the night, the waking eyes will never see. You burn through me. Yeah, you burn through me.
Tell me something about your preference for currywurst.
Oh, I should have never written that on my MySpace page. Everyone always asks me about that. It's great. It's really good. It's just all really bad for you, of course. I only eat it like maybe once a month, because if you eat it every couple of days, you like, and it's just really strong, but it's delicious. I mean, there's this one place, Curry 36, right on Mehringdamm, which is close to my place, and they have just like the best fries and the best currywurst that I found anywhere. So it's close and it's delicious, and that and a beer at like 2 in the morning is just the best.
Yeah, what do you most love on Germany?
Ooh. That's a really, really tough question, because I really love so many things about Germany. I really love the bread. It's really hard to find good, like thick, like Graubrot or something like this in the States. I think you can't find it anywhere. And you can get like good Italian bread and good, white bread and stuff, but to get a good, like rich German bread, you just can't find it. And so I really love the bread here.
What do you miss the most from the US?
That's an even harder question. I don't really miss that much, because every day here, even though it's been a year, is still like an adventure to me. I still feel like I'm on vacation and traveling, and just like I can't believe I live in another country. It's a huge change, So I haven't had too much time to miss things. But from LA, the thing I miss the most is the Mexican food.
Mexican food?
Yep. Because LA has really good Mexican food, because a lot of people from the deep interior of Mexico live in LA, so it's like really real Mexican food. It's not border food, it's really like Oaxacan food. And
yeah, that's hard to find in Germany.
It's hard. There's a place in Berlin that's been open for like 2 months called Maria Bonita, and it is just the best. Maria Bonita, it's amazing. Real Mexican food. A guy from Mexico City, a guy from El Paso, Texas, which is where I grew up, and 2 Australians, which is weird. I don't know what that's all about.
Yeah, great. Thanks a lot for the interview.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Und euch sage ich Tschüss und bis zum nächsten Mal.
Tschüss.
Thank you for being in my video.
Give me a